What is up everyone, Movie back again with another end of month vlog. This is just me talking about all the movies and TV shows that I watched in the month of March 2021. Yes, April is here already. Now, it's no secret that these are my favourite videos to make on this channel because I get to talk about a variety of different genres and just give my brief little thoughts on each one. You know, like mini reviews if you like, and I love watching other YouTubers do these, so I hope you all enjoy it. I think there's about 25 titles here, one TV show I think and 24 movies, and there are 2 TV shows that I'm going to mention right at the start of the video because I haven't finished them. They're not part of the 25. I'll just give me brief thoughts on them, but some of these are on Blu-ray, some of them are streamed, so I'll probably hold the Blu-ray up, and if it's a streamed you'll just see an image here and there. Hope that makes sense. Just little mini thoughts, you know, not in-depth analysis or anything like that. So let's just get into it now. The TV shows that I am watching at the minute are Line of Duty Season 6 and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, I'm not going to go too much into these because they haven't finished. However, I will review them on the channel once they have finished. And I'm doing episodic reviews on Line of Duty. It's just something I thought I'd try on the channel because I am a fan of the show. They're not in-depth analysis or anything like that. I think some people come to the channel thinking that's what they're going to get, but they're not. They're just my little fun videos to make. And this week's episode is going to be a day late because I can't watch it the Sundays, but I'm going to watch it first thing Sunday morning. Really enjoying it up to now. Really well written, and it's a very mysterious series. I mean, everyone's just guessing what's going to happen, but no, you know, there's so many different theories out there. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier had two very strong starting episodes. I was really enjoying it. The third one wasn't quite up to scratch, but I'm enjoying it. You know, this new Captain America, I hate him, but I like him. He's like a character, like he wasn't in the third episode much, and I missed him. So I must have thought, like, I must think he's a good character if I noticed that he wasn't hardly in it. But I'm enjoying that series up to now. I think there's 3 episodes left of that. But I'll go into more detail when I finally watch them, and I'll review them on the channel. And in next month's vlog, I'll talk about them fully because I think they might be finished by then. But that is 2 TV shows I'm watching at the minute. So let's just get into what I watched fully in the month of March 2021. The first thing I watched was Coming to America on Amazon Prime in preparation for Coming to America, which I'll get to in a minute. I really enjoyed this film. I can see why so many people have nostalgia for it. It was so funny. A really good story, actually, that played out really well. And I really didn't know Eddie Murphy was playing half of these characters along with Arsenio Hall. There was so many wacky characters in there, especially the barbershop guys. They were hilarious. I loved the way they were just talking so fast and shouting at each other. It was so funny. I want to grab that on 4K at some point. I want it in my collection because I thought it was hilarious. I really enjoyed it. It was one of my favourite things that I watched this month. I do a older movie of the month and a new release of the month. I usually do a pick of the month, but this month I'm going to change it from now on. So you're going to get a new release of the month, and you're going to get an older pick of the month, which I'll get to in a minute. I nearly picked Coming to America, but something quite beat it to it. So that was Coming to America. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Next up is WandaVision, the one TV show that I fully watched this month. I really enjoyed what they done with this. It was so different, apart from the last episode, which kind of sort of went to middle ground there, but I didn't quite know what the hell was going on here. I even enjoyed the first 2 episodes that not many people loved, which were black and white, and it was all just like a sitcom going through the decades. I thought it was really well done. I thought Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany were fantastic together on screen. Really had good chemistry. I loved it. I've got a full review of it on the channel if you want to check it out. That will be down below. So that was WandaVision. Next up we have Raya and the Last Dragon. This comes to Disney Plus. You can pay £20 for it or wait 2 months. I think it's going to be free. But I thought this was a very, very good film. I really did. I think it went to my #1 spot on my 2021 film ranking. It has been moved now by a movie I'll get to in a minute. But I thought the animation here was unbelievable. It had so many enjoyable characters. One of the best things that Disney have done in quite a while, Disney Animated Studios. Because they've been a little bit flat lately. I mean, I did like Zootopia, but this was way better than that movie, I thought. I loved the dragon in this. She shapeshifts through a human to a dragon at times, and she was the best character by a mile. But Raya I say a mile, Ryo is a really good protagonist as well. I highly recommend this movie. If you're going to wait 2 months when it comes free, watch it. If you've got Disney Plus, because it's so good. I really enjoyed that. And I needed a AAA title, so I just went and got it. So that was Raya and the Last Dragon. Next up is a Blu-ray, and this is Men of Honor. This has been in my collection for quite a while now. Cuba Gooding Jr. and Robert De Niro, and basically Cuba Gooding Jr., I think it's in the 60s or the 50s, wants to be a Navy SEAL diver. And when he goes to this camp, everyone there is racist. They don't want to see this black man progress into this, into this career that he wants to follow. And he is by far the best diver in the diving school by a mile. And he's got to really fight his way through this. He really has. Robert De Niro was so good in this movie. But this is the best I've ever seen Cuba Gooding Jr. act. It's my favourite performance from him. There was a moment where they're in the bar and Robert De Niro and him are just going at it throughout the whole movie. Cuba Gooding Jr. always proving him wrong, showing that he can do it. And Cuba Gooding Jr. and Robert De Niro have a face-off where they put a diver's helmet over them and the helmet fills up with water. And they have a little battle to see who's going to be in there the longest. And it was so tense. I really enjoyed that moment. But this was a really good film. It surprised the hell out of me. A true story. So if you like true stories and dramas, this is definitely worth a watch. I didn't think I was going to like it that much, but I did. I thought it was really good. So that was a first time watch for me. Men of Honor, really good film. Next up is Coming to America. Now, this is probably the most hated film of the year by everyone. No one has liked this film. I had fun with it, I don't think it was good as the first one, but it done some okay things for me. If I had a lot of nostalgia for the first one, I may have not liked this as much as I did, because I can see why people don't like it, put it that way. But I had fun time with it. I mean, the new characters that were introduced, I thought they were fine. Eddie Murphy's son and stuff. It is a very bad script, though. The way they set this up is stupid. It sort of takes the viewer for a fool, because I watched the first movie and I know what happened after that nightclub. They just walked down the street. But this movie tells you that didn't happen and they took a few girls home. That's not a spoiler. It's at the start of the movie. That is very poor writing. But after that, if you can look past it, it's not a bad film. I thought it was fun. I've got a full review for that down below if you want to check it out. I'll just leave my 2021 playlists down below, and all the movies that I reviewed in this will be there. All the 2021 films anyway. Next up we have Fright Night, a horror classic. I've only just picked this up. Now, I done a horror collaboration with my friend Brim from Horror Hands. He is a horror expert. The guy knows everything about horror. I thought I knew a lot. I had such a good time with Brim on that collab. And we done our top 5 favourite horror movies. And he picked 5 and I picked 5. And he picked this, and I had only ever seen snippets of it when I was younger with my friend Kyle. He used to watch it in his, but I only ever watched the first 20 minutes for some reason. So I finally watched it and I picked it up. I watched it online, but then I went and picked it up because I wanted it in my collection. Such a fun movie. One of the best vampire movies out there, really. So many funny moments in this as well. Chris Sarandon is a great vampire. But there's this young kid in this called Evil, and he had so much potential to be the most annoying character ever, but it just works. He's so over the top. He's got this weird scream and laugh, and it worked really well. Some good practical effects as well. But I highly recommend Fright Night if you haven't seen it. I know a lot of people do love that movie. Another movie that Brim picked was Zombie Flesh Eaters. Now, I think John from Mondo Chelovic Movies, this is his favourite film, I think. But it's called Zombie in other countries. The case is a bit damaged there, which is a shame. This is the Arrow version, and I really had a good time with this. I've seen it before. It's a rewatch for me. But this, when it's hard to explain, but this has got the whole retro zombie feel to it, with the music and the way the zombies just walk really slow. It all works. It's got that retro zombie vibe, like I just said. There's music throughout this movie that just plays in the background, but it works so well. And if you want to see a zombie fight a shark, look no further, because this is one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in a zombie movie, or a horror movie for that matter. You can see it on the front there of the cover, the zombie versus the shark. I really enjoyed this. Really good film and a good pick by Bryn. So if you want to see that collaboration, I'll leave that down below as well. It's an hour and a half long, but it's like a podcast style episode. I had such a fun time with Bryn. I'd love to do another one with him. Next up is Cherry, the new movie from the Russo brothers starring Tom Holland, and I did like this film. I reviewed it again down below if you want to check out my full thoughts, but it was definitely style over substance at times. The Russo brothers are just trying to be way too clever with this movie. Every single scene has some weird look of filmmaking in there that really did distract me. I mean, if they just done it half of the movie, it would have worked better. Yeah, but it's good. Seeing Tom Holland rob all these banks was entertaining enough. And the army scene in the middle worked for me as well. It's like 3 different parts, really. But it was a simple story that was complicated by the Russo brothers. It's not hard to follow, it's just distracting. Which is a shame. I don't know what they were trying to do there. Next up is my older movie pick of the month. I couldn't think of another word. I wanted to say retro pick of the month, but for now I'm just going with older movie pick of the month, if that's okay. And that is Avengers Assemble. Now I am going through the whole MCU franchise right now and reviewing every one of them on the channel. The review for this and the next one, which I talk about in a minute, will be on the channel soon. I've got them all written out and everything. I've just got to film them. I've just been really busy with other videos at the minute. But my MCU franchise is going to carry on. I think I have this ranked second just behind Iron Man on my Letterboxd list at the minute. Because I'm ranking them all on my Letterboxd. If you want to check my Letterboxd out, that'll be down below as well. But I had such a fun time with this movie. I do think the second half is way stronger than the first. The first is kind of like a mediocre superhero movie for me. And then the second half, where this battle in New York happens, it just went from there to there for me. It really did. I mean, not the first half wasn't bad or anything, but it was kind of average, I thought. But the second half, oh my god, some of the best filmmaking you will ever see. And I actually watched this in 4K on Disney Plus. I'm just showing the Blu-ray here. It looked amazing in 4K. But yeah, Avengers Assemble, really, really good film. I think you've all seen this by now, and it's very small in comparison to Endgame and stuff, but it feels like a little bit of a prototype, if you like, but I had such a fun time with it. I thought that was a really good film, so that is my older movie pick of the month. Next up, I watched Yes Day, another new release. This is the same concept as the film Yes Man, where Jim Carrey has to say yes to everything, but it's a family doing it. And the mother here, played by Jennifer Garner, she's getting called boring by her kids and stuff, but she never used to be that way. So they say, look, we'll do it yesterday and I'll show you who's fun and stuff. So they just go on a little thing a little day out really, where they have to say yes to everything. It was only like an hour and 25 minutes long. It's a fun movie. It's nothing special. But like I said, full review for that down below. A lot of people enjoyed the intro of my video on that. I've got to say, it is one of my favourite intros that I've done. But it's down below if you want to check it out. Next up is a movie that my friend Carlini09 sent me from Carl Stevens, his name is, from the channel Carlini09. And that is Ghoulies. I've done a little subscriber mail for this, which I'll leave down below as well. There'll be lots of videos down below at the end of this video. So Carl didn't like this film, so he sent it to me because he knew I love horror and stuff. I could see why Carl didn't like it, because it's very badly made and there's some cheesy acting. But I don't mind films like that. I had a little bit of fun with this, you know. I'm not just saying it because Carl sent me it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It's not a very good film, but there is entertainment value in there. And sometimes when people can't act and stuff, it adds to the movie for me. Just the way I am. I've always loved trashy horror films, and I'm happy to own it in my collection. I might get 2 and 3. I think there's 4 of them actually. I think you can definitely get 2 on Blu-ray. This is basically like a cult movie sort of thing. This guy becomes obsessed with bringing these demons out into the house. It's like the house has sort of got hold of him. It's alright. It's alright. Thanks for that, Carl. I really appreciate you sending me that, mate. I'm happy to own it. Next up is The Princess and the Frog. This has been in my collection for quite a bit now. I was trying to just get through all my Blu-rays, and it was was alright, you know, it's not one I'm going to go back to all the time. It's basically the prince has to kiss the frog, sort of spin on it a little bit, but the princess is a frog as well. And it's all based in Louisiana. And what's that town called in Louisiana? I forgot the name of it. New Orleans. All takes place there. This guy was a really good villain, actually. I really enjoyed, you know, the character they come up with here. But yeah, it's going through swamps and forests and stuff like that. They're the kind of locations you get here. I thought it was okay, but not a Disney film I'm going to revisit too often. But it was okay. It sort of goes back to that, what I was saying before about Disney animated studios, where they've been a little bit, you know, not great for a long time, and Raya and the Last Dragon was the best thing they've done in quite a while. I think this is a 2009 film. It was okay. And it's on Disney Plus if you want to check it out. Next up, we do have a movie called Slacks. This is, if you can believe it or not, a movie about a pair of killer jeans going around killing people. I'm not even joking. You know what, it's only on for an hour and 15 minutes. It didn't overstay its welcome, and I knew what I was going to get going into it. It's basically just a bunch of people stuck in this department store, and this pair of killer jeans is possessed and goes around trying to kill everyone. And some of the deaths were very inventive. I just wish there was a few more of them. I watched that on Shudder. I've got a full review for it down below. It's a fun movie if you just don't take it too seriously. I couldn't quite believe I still can't quite believe I've seen a movie about a pair of killer jeans, but there you go. Next up, we have a comedy that's been in my collection for a while as well. We're the Millers. And this guy here, Jason Sudeikis, I think his name is. I can't quite remember seeing him in much else, and I know he's probably been in loads. I just can't quite recall what he's been in. But I liked him in this. I thought he was really good. Sorry about that. This is basically, he's a drug dealer and he has to find some money because a drug deal went wrong. And he gets his friend who lives in the apartment, this girl who lives in his apartment as well, and this other girl who he knows from the streets or something, to beat his pretend family. And he says, if we go and pick these drugs up in a camper van and then bring it back, no one will notice because we're a family and no one's going to check, and we'll blend in and I'll give you some money if you go and come with me. And they agree to do it. And Jennifer Aniston is like a stripper. This guy hasn't got a clue what day it is. And this girl is like a bit of a causing trouble on the streets, basically. I think she tries to rob one of these or something. I really enjoyed this film. It was so funny. It really, really was. There was some moments where I was just crying on the floor, laughing. Not literally, but you know. I really found it a funny film. It's such a fun adventure film. Such a fun comedy. The only problem for me is Stu from The Hangover is the villain in this, and he just wasn't convincing whatsoever. But really fun movie. I highly recommend We're the Millers. It's such a good film. Next up is going to be my new release of the month, and that is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, I was not looking forward to this whatsoever. I hadn't even seen the original cut because I hated Batman vs Superman so much. And I just thought, have I got to sit through 4 hours of this? And wow, I didn't expect to like this movie as much as I did in a million years. I thought it was brilliant. It was a 4-hour epic that never ever dragged. I loved all the characters. I loved the R rating it went for. And I'm just so happy for Zack Snyder that he got this out here, because it's unfair to have his name on that last one where, you know, directed by Zack Snyder, because it wasn't. If you look into the details of what happened, they've done about 15% of that movie or something. And Warner Brothers and Joss Whedon done their own thing after it. So, I loved it. I don't really think I want the Snyderverse to carry on, because I'd rather just get the Batman I know and love out there. But I wouldn't be against it, put it that way. It'd be good to have both. Don't know whether DC would like to fund that, but there's a lot of people out there now saying restore the Snyderverse and stuff like that. I don't know, but I really enjoyed this film. Even the Joker in the epilogue, a lot of people hated that moment, but I thought it was great. So Justice League is my new release of the month. I've done a full review for that down below if you want to check it out. Next up, we do have Godzilla, King of the Monsters on 4K. Now, I watched this in preparation for Godzilla vs Kong, I hadn't seen this before actually, so I picked it up on 4K. I really enjoyed the monster fights and stuff like that, and I'm just gonna sound like a scratch record compared to what everyone else thinks, but the human side of things just weren't doing it for me, and it's a shame because you got Millie Bobby Brown in there, Vera Farmiga, Charles Dance. I'm really sorry about that. I've got a blocked nose, and they are good talents, but it just didn't work. The script was terrible for them. It really was. I mean, just focus on Godzilla and the creatures if you can't get the script right. If you're gonna focus on the human side of things, get the script right. That's my opinion anyway. It looked great on 4K though, and I really enjoyed the monster fights. That monster that come out the volcano, oh, he was horrible. Him, I wouldn't like that to be attacking my city. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I enjoyed the monster parts of it, but the human parts of it let it down. I think I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Nothing special. I enjoyed it in parts. Next up, we do have... Now, I broke my finger in work, as you can tell there. So I just come home and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get through some of my Blu-ray collection here that I haven't watched because I'm dying to just get it down to 0. There's like 50 films left at the minute. Next up is XXX The Next Level. I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to throw something on. I don't have to think too much about it and just have a good time. It's been a while since I've seen a popcorn action flick. So I threw it on and it was okay. Nothing special. Didn't expect it to be. I was a fan of the first XXX movie back in the day, and I didn't quite know what to think because Ice Cube's in this, not Vin Diesel, and I liked Vin Diesel in that first film, but Ice Cube, you get what you want. You know what you're going to get from him. Not a great actor, but entertainment value. And that's what he brought here. But it wasn't a great movie. It was okay. It definitely dwindled towards the last 30 minutes. It just went way over the top. But it was okay. It was alright. You know. And next up, I watched XXX The Return of Xander Cage. This was probably about the same as that one. I probably enjoyed The Next Level a little bit more because the characters in this are just way over the top. They remind me of video game characters in something like Fortnite or something, where the appearance is way over the top, and then they all make this team together. Oh, I don't know. It was very far-fetched film, and that's what you get from XXX. I know that, but the characters and stuff just weren't really working for me. They really weren't. It was okay though. One you can just sit back and have a bit of fun with, but doesn't do anything special really. There was a moment as well where Vin Diesel, he's counting down to 3 or something, and he pulls this finger down. I can't quite do it. And she shoots a sniper rifle through his 2 fingers. I'm trying to do it now. Basically, he's got it like that, and he takes that middle one away, and she shoots a sniper rifle through that gap there. That's how far-fetched this movie is. But you know what? I want another one now because something happens towards the end of the film where it just made me think that was awesome, and I want another one now. You'll see what I mean if you're watching. I'm not going to give any spoilers. But there you go. Next up is Mr. Smith Goes to Washington on the Premium Collection. Now, Frank Capra and James Stewart, when they get together, they do something special, don't they? They've done the same for It's a Wonderful Life, and this is another feel-good movie. James Stewart, another brilliant character. You know, he goes to Washington, and they want him to be this yes man because I think the mayor or something stepped down, or one of the politician members, the party members, and all the kids want this guy. So he appeals to like the younger generation. So he goes to Washington and they just want him as a yes man, but he feels that's the wrong way to go about things and starts going up against them, and he's fighting a losing battle basically, but he's only trying to do the right thing, and the newspapers sort of use all this propaganda against him and stuff. I enjoyed it, you know, I really did. I thought this was a really well made movie. If you like Once Upon a Time in America, I think this one might work for you. It's not a Christmas film, but it's got the same type of feel all the way through. Some great characters. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good film. Next up is Ted 2, the extended edition. Now, I do like the first Ted movie. This one wasn't as good. The first half, it was working for me, and then it just started to become very, very repetitive, very tiresome. I was getting a bit bored of the jokes and stuff, but it was okay. I had a good time with it and a good enough time. I did like Mila Kunis in the first movie compared to Amanda Seyfried. I thought she was a better character. The character of Ted was grating on me in the end. Yeah, but there's a moment at the start of this movie where Flash Gordon comes up to them and says, "Do you want a line?" And they're like, "Oh no, I can't do that on my wedding day." That's what Ted says, and he goes, "Oh, it's okay, I've just had a line with someone, can you guess who he is?" And it goes across the whole party and everyone's just being normal, and this one guy is just skipping with a skipping rope so fast and then he just punches someone and jumps out the window. I was in hysterics at that. But yeah, first one is definitely better. Maybe they should have left that one alone, I don't know. Next up is going to upset a few Western fans here, because this is considered one of the best Westerns of all time, and I just didn't like it at all. I thought it was so boring. And that is The Wild Bunch. And my friend Roy Barry, who watches this channel, actually agreed with me. He didn't like it either. It just wasn't working for me. It was dragged and dragged. It was depressing, dull. There's some good shootout moments here, but all in all, I think I just prefer modern Westerns over older ones. I can't lie to myself any longer. I think I had a better time with, like, Jane Got a Gun, which I watched last month, and that's not even that much of a well-made Western, but it's a modern one that worked for me a bit more. I don't know. I mean, I like Good, Bad and the Ugly and stuff, but this one, it just wasn't working for me. I'm really, really sorry to say that, but I can't lie. Next up, I rewatched Justice League. Yes, I've watched it twice this month because my fiance was looking at snippets of it when I was watching it, and she decided she wanted to watch it. So I watched it in parts with her, you know. I think we watched an hour and a half, an hour, something like that. We watched it over the course of 3 nights anyway. I don't think it was as impactful the second time around because I was just blown away the first time because I didn't expect much. But it was still a good movie. I think I dropped it from a 9 out of 10 to probably an 8.5 now. But it's still a fantastic film. It is. I mean, it just didn't have the same impact second time as it did the first. But I loved it. I'm going to buy it on 4K when it comes out. That's for certain. Next up is the most fun I had all month. And it's not as good as Avengers Assemble. But I just had so much fun with this film. And a lot of people hate it. And that is Iron Man 3. This was absolutely hilarious. And if I was going to rank the Marvel movies by how funny they were, this would be number 1 by a mile. Robert Downey Jr. is amazing in this movie. I just think he's spot on as Tony Stark. I mean, he's an arsehole, isn't he? But he's a likeable arsehole. He's just... There was the one moment that I couldn't stop laughing is where he says to that young kid, "I need these parts. I need these things to make this work, to get the suit fixed, and a tuna sandwich to help me work better." And then the kid starts asking him a few questions for a few minutes, and he goes, "But you know what I keep wondering?" And the young kid goes, "What?" And he goes, "Where's my sandwich?" It's just such a funny film. A lot of people don't like the Mandarin character from Ben Kingsley, but that worked for me. I thought he was quite good. It's a bit ridiculous, but I thought it was fun. I liked it. Next up is a movie that my friend Alex Hampton sent me for me from the channel Film Reviewer Alex, which I'll leave down below as well. And that is The Lighthouse. I don't think he liked this movie, so he sent it to me. And I really wanted to watch this. I'd heard so many good things. And I think you're either going to hate this film or you're going to love it. I've heard a few people say it's absolutely terrible and a few people say it's a masterpiece. I was in the middle there. I give it a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd, but I am definitely wanting to watch this again because there was something about it. There was. I couldn't stop thinking about it actually for a few days. It was so atmospheric. The noise, that big loud noise that happens every 2 minutes in the background, just gave off so much atmosphere. This is the best William Dafoe performance I've ever seen. He was amazing in this movie. Damn ye! Really, really good film. Robert Pattinson was good as well, but Willem Dafoe was the star of this. It's a weird movie. There's a creepy moment involving a mermaid. I just like, whoa, what happened there? It's all in black and white, but I want to watch it again. And I'm not just saying that because Alex sent me it. I'll always be truthful with films, but I feel like this is definitely going to grow on me. My friend Reese from Rio's Positive POV said the more times he watches it, the better it gets. So I'm going to give this another go soon, hopefully. And last up, we do have Godzilla vs. Kong. Another movie that everyone seemed to love, and I was just... Yeah, I do try and find the positives in films all the time, but it had the same problems as Godzilla's King of the Monsters, because the human side of things were bad, and everyone's saying, well, just ignore that and watch the monster side of things, but it's half the movie. Half the movie is the humans. I can't just say, oh yeah, I'll dismiss that because this is so good, which they were. It was great to look at. The fights were fantastic, brilliant, and I felt lucky as a film fan to be watching this, but it was just let down so badly by the script. And even worse than Godzilla vs. King of the Monsters, I thought the human side of this was worse in this movie. But the review is down below if you want to check it out. But I'm going to give it another go. I'm going to grab it on 4K when it comes out. I want to watch it again, fully make my mind up. Maybe I was missing something there. I wanted to love it so much, but I just couldn't. And that is about what I have watched this month, guys. Don't forget to check out this at the end of the month. I'll leave every other monthly vlog down below if you enjoyed this video. There'll be more to watch where I can give all my thoughts on other movies as well. I've already started this month off quite strong. I've watched 3 movies up to now. But yeah, I'm going to watch a few while I'm off over this bank holiday weekend. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you want to comment about any of these movies, leave it down below, and I'll reply to every single one of you, I promise. Take it all easy, guys. I'll see you all next video.